It's a good song though.
Yo, Veronica went to see Beyonce like a few weeks ago. Apparently, they weren't holding back over there, bro.
I
I
believe it.
saw I've seen a lot of videos. They have the Renaissance. I think I saw her Renaissance tour has officially like sold out more than any of Taylor Swift's like most like biggest tour or whatever.
Sounds about right.
You guys
It's
remember
Beyonce, yeah.
Aaliyah?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, she makes some good ass music.
50
Aaliyah?
Cent.
Yeah.
I've heard Aaliyah. Everybody was saying funny you just mentioned 50 Cent, Jason. Everybody's saying 50 Cent was every a men's renaissance.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Was
yeah,
that
yeah.
50 Cent?
I was just about to say that. Yeah, 50 and Beyonce are both on tour at the same time. That's crazy.
Hey, thanks, Jason.
You're welcome. And I finally went to my first concert, bro. Anyone who's in my stream, which is like nobody other than Daniel, I
I'm
finally
in
went to a
it.
concert.
Yeah, I'm in it. Damn.
I'm
Damn.
sorry, bro. I didn't look at the viewer count recently.
No, it's the fact that we're in the same Discord. Like that counts. I feel like.
So,
All right,
hey
fair enough. Yeah,
guys, just to
Anyways,
spoil it, in
that
case you guys
shouldn't be
want to
your
try
last.
it,
Now
there's
that
a
you've had
portal
your
inside the barrel. You can use that to teleport. Someone looked at it,
dude, I'm already over. I'm already
and I
over.
made
yeah, I
it.
must. Oh, like
Hole
if I
in
just take
one,
the
bitches.
You didn't make it. Make it. Okay.
Oh, what was that, Jason?
now that you've had a concert that bug, now you should be looking up concerts every other weekend. Though.
Oh, absolutely. Even though the majority of the artists that I'd like to go to concerts for aren't like active anymore, yes.
But that's the thing with concert. Like you don't have to spend so much money. So just to get the actual experience, go listen to an artist that you may listen to casually for $30. Just like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't gotta
Yeah, just get the lawn.
go to Travis Scott for like $25. Get the back to the back just to be there.
I'd
Just
get
just
close. I'd get closer to Travis Scott. I'd get a little closer to Travis Scott.
yeah, I
Are
get
you
close
ready
Travis
to
Scott.
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to
Well, not
sicko mode?
too close. We're gonna die.
yeah. We're gonna. Yeah. No. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Let's
Not not too close. You don't want to get too close. Or you
a
might
Am I
have
missing
little
something?
cautious, man. That
what?
that was in Houston, right?
Chris, what do you say missing something? You don't
Did
know?
Travis Scott kill somebody?
Oh yeah, you didn't hear
Oh,
about that huge
well,
shooting? Like he damn near got canceled. With
yeah,
the
yeah.
so I'll give him context, Jason. So
Okay, okay.
Travis Scott has his own festival,
Mm.
called he has his own festival called Jason. Help me out with the name. I'm blanking.
Astro World.
uh, Astro World, right? And it's in his hometown, Houston, Texas, and it's a
Hmm.
huge ass festival. The difference between a concert and a festival is a festival a lot more expensive and it has a whole lot more acts. So Travis Scott's a big artist, so he can pull something like that off.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was it was a shit show that happened in Houston a few years ago. And you can blame it on a combination of things. Not that much security. The Houston Police Department not organizing in a timely manner. But basically, what happened was is that the show was oversold and it was overpopulated. It was extremely above capacity. So basically, people died at that concert. How did they die? Stampedes,
Mosh
fucking
pit.
mosh
Yeah.
pits. People were on top of each other. A lot of people
Uh,
that bought a ticket didn't come home. It was like Iraq at
so wait,
Travis
hold on.
Scott's concert. Yeah.
Did you
Hey,
blame the artist at that point, or do you
No, I
blame?
don't, and I hate people who blame the artist because number one, Travis. If we look to the genre of rock and roll or rock in general, rock bands have way more accounted for or documented
hmm
historical injuries and deaths. It's just not
Woodstock.
spoken to as far as today. Like that's it's not spoken to. And number two, people
What's
always look to an artist because they're just a face, but people like the norm because I'm in music, so I understand that these things they're ran by hundreds, hundreds of employees. Like it's not
Who
just
did
one
that?
man calling all the shots. You have tour managers, you have space managers, you have the venue. The venue has its own level of employment that has nothing to do with Travis Scott. You have the police department, you have security. So everyone's blaming him because he's the face of it, his name's on it. But you like the smallest part of the concert is actually the rapper getting up there with the mic. There's so much other shit surrounding a concert that you just couldn't fathom.
I
Like,
figured.
and yeah, but people on the internet, they're just gonna, They're gonna do what they do.
Yeah.
God
When
damn.
when things got fatal, wait, I made it in the hole. Why am I so? All right, whatever, dude. When things got fatal at Astro World, when ambulances showed up, PC, an unalived body was crowd surfing.
Yeah, it was bad. Like,
Jeez.
It was awful. Yeah. And that was in Houston, bro. That was right around the corner from us.
yeah. And like I said, everyone blamed Travis, but he's not like he is the guy that goes on with the microphone. But Chris, these concerts have 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Imagine it being one man trying to control a crowd of 60,000 people. Like you're not doing that. It's a whole, and yeah, it was just a whole thing. I'm pretty passionate on that conversation because a lot of people are ignorant, and that's not an insult. It's just by the
No,
literal
no, no.
definition, they just don't know what the music, like the business side of live production is and what's surrounding it. And because they don't know that, all they see is a name and people died, and then they just immediately go into like the hard like finger pointing. But there's just so much that goes into that, like so much. Wow.
Yeah, that can lead into a conversation of the difference or the fine line in between passion and obsession. Being passionate about artists and going all out, and being like obsessivism and delusional to not be aware of your surroundings.
No, yeah, because I personally wouldn't blame the artist for what had occurred for that day. Hell, I don't even know if I could blame the team who set it up, because from all accounts they sold the tickets, they
Yeah.
did their job and everything. And of course, technology can break. Everyone knows this. Sometimes technology acts up, but the fact that people need to be accountable for their own actions. Just because a whole bunch of people are in a room with swords doesn't mean they have to kill each other.
But at the same time, though, I hear what you're trying to say was, but not everyone in a Travis Scott concert is like 28 with some life experience and some just straight up common sense. It was a lot of
Yes.
18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, and you just can't expect everybody just wants to be lit, be on socials, and just riot. Like, and
Yeah,
most of them are
yeah.
kids. So I'm not gonna say like, I mean, obviously common sense is common sense, but these are kids that are going to these shows. They're not like,
I would
so I
still
can't really use that.
I would
I
still
will put the
say
onus on the people who sold the tickets only because there was a capacity for the venue and they oversold for profits.
I mean so
So you can kind of put some of it on them because they oversold on purpose.
so
Didn't the
I'll
same thing? Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Go.
okay. I was gonna say, even if the tickets were oversold, if for example you were watching a movie and the theater was overfilled, like there was people who needed to get who there was everyone has a seat. There's no spaces in between any of the seats or anything, right? People would still have to behave themselves no matter what. So say the tickets were oversold, right? Most people would be like, hey, let me just go get a refund, or A, B, C. There's a bunch of reasons why they could back out in regards to it. But regardless of the fact, the people watching the movie, nice shot by the way, the people watching the movie would still have to be responsible for their actions at the end of the day. Like, people, you can't control people. There's nothing. If the concert was only 20 people and it was supposed to be 100,000 people, and someone shot, at that theater or at that concert, that person's still at the blame, I would say.
Well, that's why the situation is so multi-layered, and it's not so as simple as the artist or so simple as the person buying a ticket. What I mean by that is once the tickets are oversold, there's a staff that's checking tickets. They didn't do their job. Once those tickets are being checked, there is a huge security team that was super understaffed that's supposed to be managing the crowd. They didn't do their job. There is the city police department who is there for any major concert event that's supposed to be on staff to make sure there's no fucking mass chaos, basically.
Mm.
They weren't over there. A lot of the Houston Police Department and this is I wasn't there obviously. I'm just just reiterating what I've seen as far as like articles and things that were posted about it. Um, the Houston Police Department were understaffed. A lot of police weren't over there. They didn't do their
Mm-hmm.
job. So when it from the stages that it takes to get to the person who buying this ticket sits in their seat. There's so many different like levels and layers to that process, and there's a whole bunch of people that are in those layers that are assigned different positions and to do like certain jobs that miss the mark up until you get to the point of someone actually entering the venue. Y'all know this because y'all literally just went to a concert, so y'all saw how
Yes.
it's going. You got people from the parking lot that's just directing traffic, making sure that everyone's like parking the way. Like you guys seen it as a concert. It's a huge organized process, and there's so many job positions and so many people playing their part in the process. So
Yes.
I can't say that you're wrong that that person isn't responsible, but I'm gonna say that it's more than just one person. Like it was a lot of people at fault, and I'm for damn sure gonna put all those people into place before I put a Travis Scott in place, because Travis Scott pays the millions and millions of like Travis Scott's not a tour organizer. That man is an
Yeah,
artist. Like he
he's there
pays
for
the
one
money,
thing.
one thing and one
Yeah.
thing only. He pays the
Yeah.
money, and the people who are in those positions are in charge, who are paid to do those positions are in charge of doing their duty, and they didn't do it. So I don't think he's completely innocent, but there's so many other people that you gotta like put the blame on before you get to the artist, in my personal opinion, and before you
Yes.
get to the customer, in my personal opinion. But they're not completely innocent, but they're not the main person at fault.
I'm gonna let Jason go real
Yeah.
quick. Then I'll save my 2 cents.
Oh, well, yeah, when he came out with his apology video, I remember people were very, very split on just like how like it went about as a whole, because some people were legitimately blaming him, and when some people were like, I don't understand why he's being held accountable. There's literally only so much he can do in a situation. This is one of those instances where people themselves need to be held accountable. Travis Scott can do exactly what he needs to do and perform, and the crowd can stand completely still. He
So,
can do it.
okay,
Yeah, he can
all
do
right.
the exact same. What is going on, my ball, bro?
Yeah, I hated that shit too. They were saying, "Oh, he was still rapping on stage, and people were literally dying." Do you know what it's like to be on a stage looking at a pool of 70,000 people? I sure don't. But I can imagine that everybody from the top looks like fucking ants. So everyone was like, "Oh, he was on stage still performing." People like, how can you nigga? I don't care if you got 20/20. How can you literally see that? Like, come on, like.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It was a little unreal to like. Travis Scott has no soul. This and that, this and that. Y'all gotta understand what that looks like from his perspective, man. And also, when you're on tour, you probably, maybe not every artist, but when you're on tour and you're doing this like back to back, bro, you probably eventually just go into autopilot, bro.
But when I went to Europe, dog, when I went to Europe, I went on the Eiffel Tower because on the obviously not the top, right? Because it's a monument, it's a building at a certain point. But there's two areas that you can actually get on an elevator. Dude, I wasn't even at the top of the Eiffel Tower. I was on the first level, and there was like a few thousand people below us. Everyone looked like ants. That's about the same height that Travis Scott would be on stage, because it's not like a Amway Center type of concert. Like he was very high up in the stage. Like, how do you even see that there's people literally screaming, asking for help? You have like 80 speakers at the top. Like, how do you hear people screaming, like calling for help? Like, people, I guess, just and I'm not taking out for the artists. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
doing that. But it's like sometimes you just gotta like use logic and reason in these situations. But people are so quick to they just want to be angry at somebody. They just, you know what I mean? Like, they just want to like, I don't know. It gets weird, man.
no,
It
no.
gets weird.
Listening to all the points and everything, listening from everything I heard, like at the end, at the core of it and everything, it comes to a fallacy of individualism and people having responsibility over themselves. Like at the end of the day, you cannot control what another person does. If you try to control what another person does, unfortunately in our country, or not unfortunately, fortunately in our country, that's illegal. Like everyone went there, everyone is responsible for themselves. No matter what happens at the end of the day, you sleep in your own bed. So you have to remind yourself, or at the same time, remind yourself that other people may do things, and you have to be careful what you do because you never know what someone else is going to do. So people
See,
going to
that's
that
the
concert.
one part. I'm sorry, I may cut you off, but that's the one part I disagree with you. Not in its entirety, because like 25, 26, 30, 40 year olds, sure, you're absolutely right. We just know better, and we should be old enough to be able to make decisions for ourselves. but I can't put that much accountability on an 18-year-old. And when you go to a Travis Scott concert, what you're going to see a lot of is 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. And I know for damn sure when I was 18, 19, or 20, like you can't, I don't know. I just think it's unfair to put that much accountability on a kid. You know what I mean? And I know that 18 means you're an adult, but you know 18 doesn't really mean you're an adult. And a lot of those kids that were at that concert, they were kids, bro.
And
They were
then I would
kids.
say for the kids portion of it, then that responsibility falls under the parents. Like if you want to protect your kids, you want to make sure they're safe and everything, you have to, go out of those measures. Parents have to make sure that there's a lot of responsibility on them already. Make sure your kid is fine if they're going to do something. As far as something as little as my kid wants to go sleep over at someone's house, who's taking him there? Whose parents' house are they going over? Are those parents good people? Like there's certain
Oh, that's the Michael
responsibility.
Jackson R. Kelly fight.
Yeah.
That's the Michael Jackson R. Kelly fight. Everybody's like, yo, why you? A lot of the parents are at fault. Everybody's like, yo, why you let your kid just stay at night at Michael Jackson's house, bro? Like that's the whole like Michael Jackson R. Kelly fight. Like R. Kelly in that dungeon with all those kids, but there was a lot of parents who like literally, oh my god, my kid's going to R. Kelly's house. Like hell yeah, like what the fuck.
And also
Like that's literally what they say
irresponsible
about that
parents.
situation.
Yeah, people. Some like if there's a kid under 18 years old, they're under the jurisdiction of their parents. That's period, point blank. 18 years old, I know it's still technically young and everything, but according to the legal age and everything, because we have to understand that even though mentally they may still not be developed, but under the law and how it is, they are responsible for themselves. If they do a crime, it doesn't matter what it is. They did a crime, they're past 18, they're going to have to pay the price for it. Under 18, they might not pay as much of a price, but it's going to be mostly at the detriments of the parents.
Quick pause in our conversation. How do I just kind of just let us go to the next round? 'Cause I do
Yeah.
There's
not know
a
how to
escape,
This map, bro.
press escape, and then look for give up or something like that.
surrender. Okay, there we go.
On the topic of like just people at concerts, man. Have y'all? So not only has Brian also like brought to light like what people will resell tickets for and people will actually buy them for. Have you seen videos of people at Taylor Swift concerts?
No, but I heard it gets really crazy.
They are rabid, bro. They are insane, and people are buying Taylor Swift tickets for $2,000, $3,000.
Oh yeah, let me tell Chris. Yeah, bro, the concert ticket I bought for Drake, that's gonna be in. He's gonna be in Miami in September, dog. I bought that shit for $700. I know that sounds like a lot of money, bro. The resale value for my ticket right now is going for like $1,300, $1,500.
I want to say I have a
tickets. Well, they're going for 3,000.
I want to say I have a counter argument to that, but I mean, one, it's Drake, so I kind of understand, but at the same time, yeah, that's kind of overpriced.
Well, it's all about your means, right? Because everybody can say that something's so expensive in a certain tax bracket. If you're
Yeah,
making like $300,000-$400,000 a year, then maybe a $700 concert ticket really it's not as serious as someone that's making like $8 an hour, right? But at the same time, what Jason's point of the Taylor Swift is just what the fan is willing to do to be a fan. Like at the end
but
of the
no, I
day,
agree. Yeah,
that's kind of that's the main conversation, and how crazy. Like there's a show that I showed Jason called Swarm. It's basically like based off of
Oh,
Beyonce's fan base, but literally the first episode, it's literally this girl on Ticketmaster like buying this ticket for Queen Naija, who's supposed to be Beyonce, but it's Queen Naija. She's that's basically the character who she is.
yeah.
And this girl is literally on Discover, like the credit card, like getting credit cards, going in debt. She barely got her bills paid, can't barely pay rent, but like she has to go to this Queen Naija concert. So she's literally she's literally doing anything she possibly can, and just what fans will do to be fans, bro. It gets wicked, man. Like it's insanity, because
No, no,
that's a
no.
real
Yeah,
story. Like,
I believe it.
yeah,
Like,
like
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 no. Well, I'll but say like the Drake ticket, for example. The money speaks for itself.
You
Like,
have to
right?
bank it, by the way,
Yeah,
Brian. You have to
thank
make
you.
the jump.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta get on the platform. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the money speaks for itself. This is a Drake concert in Miami. The ticket is going to be pricey, whether it's base or it's a resale, right? But yeah, you'll see concert tickets, and like I said, I didn't have this knowledge until Brian showed me, and it was super apparent when I watched Swarm. But there will be tickets 3, 4 grand, and people are spending their rent.
For a
People,
4-hour show
yeah,
with their
yeah,
favorite
dog.
artist. For a 4-hour show, and bro, that ticket don't even come with drinks. You still gotta buy $20 for a beer, bro.
A Bud Light
It's
still 20
it's
twenty
still fifteen
bucks.
dollars for nachos. You would think paying all that money, you get some like perks or something like that, bro. You, it's still $20 for a beer, and they want that shit. No discounts, no nothing.
But no,
This
yeah,
is this is
man, we turned into a podcast really quickly.
I'm okay with it. I like the conversation we're in right now,
No,
man.
yeah, it was really good. I see why y'all started a podcast.
It's I didn't have that knowledge really over. Like I knew about the Travis Scott stuff like when it happened in real time, but like when I had my eyes opened to how much people will like go for when it comes to tickets, and even if it's like further back, dude, it's insane, man. People will pull out of their savings.
and now that you've been to a concert, now you have an understanding of pricing from being on the websites, and you've actually been in attendance for a major artist. Now you understand, like, because where me and Veronica were at, my tickets, I paid like 250,
Total?
200. I paid with like taxes and stuff like. I paid $400 total for me and Veronica's tickets, and we were decently close. Like we were in the front. Those like 5, 6 rows right in front of 50 Cent and right in front of Busta, those tickets were like $800 a seat.
Real fast.
Like I said, if you're a millionaire, maybe that's not necessarily so crazy. But if you're someone that's just a super fan that just wants to be willing to do whatever you want to do just to say, I got to see my favorite artist in concert, you'll be surprised how many people will do that. Obviously, for us, people like us, it don't make no sense. Even though I bought a Drake ticket, it was within my means. It was within my means to pay $700. So it
Yeah.
was like, it's whatever. But there's a lot of people that it's not in their means that they're still willing to do it. And I don't understand people who spend money that's not in their means just for a couple of hours with, and they're not, and that's not even, and Chris, that's not even meet and greet, because there are like more concerts you go to, Jason and Chris, your artists, they might have like a meet and greet package where you might actually
Yeah, you
get to
can
meet
pay
them,
extra for
sign a
that.
CD. That money that I'm talking about right now for Drake, you're not meeting Drake, you're not going backstage, bro. You're not meeting his son. Like you're not doing any of that, bro. Like none of that, man. It gets pretty nasty.
You know, if I could play a hypothetical devil's advocate, I know that's crazy. That already sounds insane. But if I could play a hypothetical devil's advocate, that makes me wonder in this year, say earlier this year, you know, when I was in a better position and a Linkin Park concert, you know, things had gone correctly. Chester's here, was over here. What would I have done depending on ticket sales?
I mean, it's Linkin Park. But
It's
you know,
just
when
yeah,
you
yeah. That's a hypothetical devil's advocate. Like what?
like, I'm not judging anybody for doing it, right? But you're supposed to properly plan. All right, I want to go see this artist. This is a major artist. All right, I'm gonna save this, or I'm gonna get on Klarna. I'm gonna get on the firm. I'm gonna put this whole on a payment plan. I'm gonna make this amount of money. Like it's like any financial or any big financial decision making, you plan for it. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there that don't give a fuck. Like they'll no plan. Thank you, whoever just said my ball.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
They'll just they're just gonna go for it just off the vibes, bro. And going off the vibes can get very expensive.
But no.
Chris, did you
I just
did you get
reset
a
it
map?
because I just reset the map because looks like it was loading and it didn't load all the way through.
Yeah. Real quick, back on topic of golfing, bro. That map got wild real quick. We were in
Can we go back to a
conversation.
template map?
Yeah, we were in conversation and we were just kind of rolling with it. But them last couple courses were a little difficult.
Yes, right.
To be fair, I think that entire time we were talking and didn't notice it.
We were just going for it, yeah. Dude, I saw people buying Taylor tickets for $4,000, man.
If you want to waste your money, bro, I can find a good investment.
I would understand like it's maybe more understandable for 50 Cent's like last like final lap because it's quote unquote his final tour. So something like that would make more sense. If it's just a random Taylor tour, bro, just one of 50, fam.